Hello students. Yesterday I discussed the novel Inside the Haveli written by Rama Mehta, part 1. In part 1 I told about Jeevan Niwas Haveli, which is the largest Haveli of Udaipur city of Rajasthan. I told you about the people, the owner, the servant, the relatives of the Haveli, and all about the characters of the Haveli. And the main character of the Haveli is the bride Geeta. Geeta is Ajay's wife, and how she is transformed, how her heart is changed after coming to that Haveli. So I told you yesterday all about that, and I told you that Bhagwan Singh Ji's wife towards her mother-in-law, who had been rough and tough to her for 50 years, and she is weeping, she is crying for her mother-in-law who has been rough and tough to her for 50 years. I told you all about that. So this is the best example of love and the best example of tolerance and understanding of each other, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. So now in this video, this is part 2 of Inside the Haveli. Further, I will discuss that Bhagwan Singh Ji, the father-in-law, he is the father-in-law of Geeta, is equally a man of love, concern and understanding. Once when Ajay and his mother are away, he inquires with deep concern at the time of meal as follows. He is very much concerned about Geeta because Ajay and his mother was away from Haveli, and he is asking, Sangram Singh Ji is asking that he asked to Pari, Pari, I hope Binni ji does not feel lonely. This is a big house and it can be depressing at times, especially for someone like her. This time both her mother-in-law and Ajay are away. I hope you are taking good care of her. How concerned he is. When Geeta hears these words, a great surge of affection floods her being. Similarly, when her proposal to send Sita, the daughter of Lakshmi, the maidservant, to school is instantly okayed by Bhagwan Singh Ji, tears of love and gratitude rise in Geeta's heart and gather to her eyes on seeing so much goodness hidden behind his austere formality. Ajay, who is Geeta's husband, is also full of love, tolerance and understanding. One day he comes to their apartment and he finds Geeta in fury. He is quite aware of her predicament. He understands what is it to live in the closed Haveli life after having lived in the open Bombay life. So, realizing her mental and emotional state, he speaks like that. He speaks in this way. Ajay says to Geeta, I know it is difficult for you here, but Geeta, by being depressed, you will not change things. I have neglected you and not thought enough of your life in the Haveli. The life in Parda is not meant for you. I will always support you in whatever you decide to do. Further, you can see when Geeta reminds Ajay of his promise to leave Udaipur soon, he humbly confesses that he cannot do so as he is needed by his old parents. At this, Geeta gets annoyed and she remarks that the men are pampered and have no problems in this world of Udaipur, and she says again that women are being looked down upon as mere kettles, and even if she goes to live with her parents, he won't miss her. At this, Ajay quietly and sincerely says that you are right, we men are spoilt. But surely you know how important you are to me. Do you know, Geeta, I could never have been content in Udaipur had you not adjusted to the wage of Haveli. I am really proud of you, but then that is little consolation to you. He says, this plain and honest reaction makes Geeta feel vacant. It makes her that see the dream of leaving Udaipur dying in her heart. She makes her realize the reality of living in Udaipur as a new awakening. This is a new awakening in the heart of Geeta. Sangram Singh Ji's wife Bhabasa, even when on the deathbed, she calls Geeta nearer and says, Binni ji, I know you have had a hard time understanding me, but God bless you. You have been a good daughter in law. Look after my son. Then comes up a crucial situation, the proposal of Vijay's engagement with Daulat Singh ji's son, Veer Singh. The very idea upsets Geeta. She is strongly opposed to this engagement, while almost all the rest are in its favor. But neither Bhagwan Singh ji, who is the father in law, nor her mother in law, and not even Ajay, no one is pressurized her to accept the proposal. No one pressurized her. And towards the close of the novel, when Bhagwan Singh Ji is seriously ill and yet he calls Gangaram. He is the servant of the Haveli and affectionately reprimands him for borrowing money for Sita's marriage and then declares that the whole borrowed money has been paid. This fills Geeta's heart with pride and admiration and makes her realize what real greatness meant. Even on the servant's side, she is amazed to see their affection, devotion, and understanding. She observed that the servants go hungry if the children haven't eaten. They go without sleep if a child has a slight headache. And yet, for all this, they get so little in return. In brief, in this brave old world, master and man, elder and younger, male and female, head and tail, all have deep concern, warm love, utmost understanding, etc., for each other, one another. And the result is that the Haveli has had harmony, integration, happiness, and health, and could make Geeta its willing prisoner. So, we can say that Geeta is totally changed. She now doesn't want to leave this Haveli and she is a willing prisoner in this Haveli. There is also one specific instance in which we can find distrust, intolerance, and lack of understanding. This is the case of Gangaram and Lakshmi, the couple serving in the Haveli. It happens as follows. It follows like that. Hiralal, the driver of the Haveli, is drawn towards Lakshmi without her knowledge. One day he places the bundle of sari and blouse in the premises of the Lakshmi's house, about which she is not even aware of. The moment Gangaram knows about this matter, he seriously suspects her character, and even in the presence of Bhagwan Singh Ji's wife, he accuses her of being dirty and worse than a street woman. Such remarks prove beyond tolerance for Lakshmi. She disappears from the Haveli, leaving Sita, her daughter, and Gangaram, her husband, behind. She leaves Haveli. Lakshmi leaves Haveli. Such intolerant and unforgiving attitude proves disastrous to both Lakshmi, loses stable life and motherly joys. Gangaram leads lonesome and lousy wife. Their daughter is deprived of filial love, of the love of mother and father, and concern of her mother. In brief, this small family gets totally disturbed only owing to intolerance and lack of understanding. So, glimpses of intolerance can be noticed in the other members like Baba Sa, Bhagwan Singh Ji's wife, Nandu Bua Sa, Kanta Bai Sa, etc. But then soon they have either overcome it or compensated it by love and concern. This is all in this Haveli. The name of the Haveli is Jeevan Niwas, situated in Udaipur city of Rajasthan. So we can end here. Thank you very much.